Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode on my PI Dream. Here we are on day 4. Yes, day 4 of the construction build here at Feliz. As you can see, the guys are right at it, digging, and digging. We're still at that stage, but who knows what else will come along inside today. I'm hoping to get the opportunity to speak with the contractor today, so ask some of the questions that you've asked me in some of the comment section and emails. And again, thank you for all those folks that keep sending me beautiful pictures of your own pools. It's going to help here when we're trying to get a quality construction. Anyway, let's go ahead and get today's episode started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Well, again, good morning, magandang umaga. I just wanted to make a brief mention this morning before we get started on doing the coverage back here on the construction of the swimming pool that a lot of folks don't really know. They think if you're a newcomer to the channel, it's like, oh, this is just about DIY. This is just about building pools, building houses. Well, no, it really isn't. It's about anything. We do product reviews here. We do DIY. We do self-help, how-to videos. We cover the culture. We're really across the spectrum when it comes to doing our reporting here on my PI Dream. Case in point was this morning, and I briefly want to mention this because occasionally we're invited to attend as a guest on other people's channels, or even on our channel here. We'll do a live stream event. Not too much because we're still getting the equipment to set up. We're kind of a poor man's live streaming situation right now, but we're working on it. So what I wanted to mention was I was a guest this morning. I was a guest this morning on Greg Kunert's show down in Australia. He's a big drone enthusiast, and he has a channel. His channel is called let's see, Oz by Drone, meaning flying down in Australia. But he is worldwide. He has a global reach, and he did something interesting this morning. He invited me about a week ago. I was on somebody else's channel. Oh, I was on Art Carlson's Rycote Drone Solutions is his channel, and I was on a live streaming event with him, and I thank Art for inviting me, taking the time to invite me on his channel as well. But on Greg's channel this morning, he does something that's unusual, I was about to say, and it has to do with doing live streaming, to include live streaming of your drone on his channel remotely from across the world. And this morning what we did a setup. We're in our backyard. We flew our DJI drone around Feliz in the community, and we did a real-time streaming from here through our device, through the internet to his house on his live show. And I think you'll find that interesting if you have an opportunity to chime in on that. I will leave today in today's description block, I will leave the URL, the link to today's episode that we just did, and I'll try to find one of Art's. I've been on Art's show several times. He's always sending me links as well, and you can see if you're interested in drone technology, or you're just interested in seeing something from a different perspective, it might be interesting to you. And I want to thank both Art and Greg for inviting me on their channels as well. So you can see today we are doing lots of digging again. It's going to be lots of digging for quite some time, for about, I'm going to say about a week from now. After about a week from now, we'll be going into the next phase, more into detail as I find out more information, but that's going to have to do with a lot of the cement portion. Remember, swimming pool, lots of cement. the style that we're building right here. And then once we get all that done, the swimming pool, the next thing is going to be some of the features on the outside, which is very detailed and going to be time consuming as well. And that's the life support system. That's going to be the landscaping made out of boulders and rocks formations that look like real rock made out of cement. So we'll try to do our best to cover that, to show in detail how these guys actually do all that. Let's take a moment and check out what these guys are doing right now. Digging. There's something I kind of want to mention briefly today that has to do with our trees that we have here. We've been receiving a lot of comments, people who have pools and people who don't have pools, but they have observation that trees might cause a problem. And when we talk about trees causing a problem, it's two effects. It's the roots. The roots can possibly cause damage to the walls of your swimming pool, and also from the leaves that would drop, and it's just a maintenance matter when it comes to that. But more importantly of those two are roots. Now you can put plants, you can actually Google, and you will see there will be sites that will tell you what plants are acceptable, that you probably will not have any issues with at all with a pool if you built it around close to the pool or even in the center like we're doing with this farm right here. And typical varieties of plants or trees that can actually cause extensive damage to your swimming pool. Mainly what I'm talking about is the roots will grow, they will expand, and they will put pressure on your structure, and it could cause a crack, damage, and then that would lead to leaking, and then you have to do a lot to fix that. Now, palms are not an issue. So our palm that we have there is not going to be an issue in the center. They are traditionally put around swimming pools, natural ponds. They were put around constructed ponds if you have like a koi pond or something like that, especially if you're in a resort or a hotel or something like that. You'll see that all the time. You won't have a problem with that. The cacao over there, the cacao tree that we have, nice thing about the cacao, although it can potentially grow to be a very, very tall tree if you don't prune it, if you don't have an aggressive pruning plan. The roots on that are tap roots. Now when I say tap roots, there's basically two types of trees rooting systems. One is a tap root, where the tap root goes pretty much straight down. It's one big root that goes down, and it doesn't do a lot of spreading of big roots around the outside like the mahoganies. We have mahogany trees all over this area, and the mahogany trees, what happens, they're very evasive. Let me give you an example. This will be a perfect example of what happens when you plant something of the variety of mahogany tree next to concrete. Now, all throughout our community, we have mahoganies that were planted, and supposedly we have a half-meter easement from the sidewalk, and you can see the sidewalk a little bit better over here. So let's case in point here. You see that area inside there, that's for planting of plants, not high growing plants, especially if there is electrical wires above, but it's the easement that you have, and that's usually part of the restriction of any planned community subdivision such as ours. This is a mahogany tree right here. Now what happens, mahogany here also, I don't know if you can see, but you should see the elevation. It's pushed up underneath the sidewalk, and the sidewalk is pushed up so high over here, it's raised it up on the backside. And normally what it does, and all throughout our subdivision, you'll see it's all broken. All the sidewalk is broken from the roots expanding from big trees like this. Now this isn't really that big. I want to show you another one that's right behind our house, and it's actually not a mahogany, but the mahoganies do the same thing. But I kind of want to show you how big some of these mahogany trunks get. Now, although this is not a mahogany tree right here, let me show you what it can do. I'm gonna have to move this out a little bit. This all needs to be cleared, and I've already requested that the developer fix this sidewalk But do you see what this has done, the root structure has done to this sidewalk right here? And we have mahoganies all throughout. These are mahoganies here. Now, this is interesting right here. This mahogany, I don't know what happened. I wanted to show you the root system. This is actually exposed, and I don't understand how it got up this high. I think when they were clearing lots of it here, they pumped up a bunch of soil here and they planted right on the top. Instead of planting it, digging down, leveling to the grade of the street, and they planted it in the top. And these are mahogany roots. And you can see what they'll do. They'll go and they'll push up. This is so high, it's done very little damage so far to this right over here, but they are very damaging. Hey, the point is, roots can cause a lot of structural failure when it comes to concrete if you don't pick the right type of a tree. Now, after careful consideration and listening to you and doing research, I think one of the two trees that are the bigger trees that we have planted around the pool, I think we're going to relocate it. And it's not going to be a problem because I just planted it about 3 or 4 months ago. So the roots it'll be very easy. And it has to do with our mangosteen right here. Now the mangosteen, it can grow to be a very, very tall tree if you don't aggressively prune it like I was talking about. But even with aggressive pruning on the mangosteen, the pruning isn't going to stop all of the problems in the spread of the roots, because the root systems on the mangosteen, they don't have a tap root that goes very deep. They spread out from side to side. And if you have any type of it's going to look for moisture. Let's say that it's going to look for moisture. If you have a small crack or a porous outside on your concrete hollow block, it will put roots inside and it will spread, continuing to look for moisture. It will go through that formol that we talked about that's going to be on the outside, and eventually it will probably cause damage to the skeleton, the main structure that's holding the water inside your swimming pool. Now, the cacao over here, the cacao we talked about, it has a taproot. Taproot goes straight down. It has very narrow feeder roots that are on the top. And they're very thin, and they don't really do a lot of damage. So I think we'll keep the cacao. The cacao will actually grow very tall if you allow it to, but we will do an aggressive pruning on that, and I think it will be okay. It'll be so neat having chocolate growing right on the corner of our swimming pool. Now, we have bamboo over here. Bamboo, although it being tropical, it presents another problem with a swimming pool. It has to do with all these, you see these leaves here? And it's gonna blow and fall inside your swimming pool. So for you, it's a matter of how much maintenance do you really want to do if you put bamboo around your swimming pool. I'm going to take the responsibility of cleaning. We'll have 2 skimmers on this swimming pool. One of the skimmers will actually be right over here. And normally a swimming pool, it's a daily task of maintenance. But we'll take on the chore. But I really like the bamboo on the back side. I think it will give a really nice backdrop with bamboo here, and the waterfall that we're going to put over in this area right here. Now the last thing is our palm tree over here. The palm trees are usually something that's acceptable, and traditionally that's what you use for your swimming pool if you're going to put it near, or like what we're doing in the center. The roots are not expansive from side to side as much. Big palms, the palm variety when we're talking about like the coconut. Now I would not put a coconut there because of the size of the root ball that happens around a coconut tree. It actually goes really big, and you've seen it in our earlier videos. And when we actually visited a place that has many coconuts in their backyard, and we saw above ground, they didn't plant it deep enough, the root ball deep enough, and you can see the root ball was about a meter or wider at the base. So I would not do coconut. Now one other plant that's a favorite choice of putting in or around pools is the banana plant. The banana plant makes an excellent choice, mainly because the root system in the banana plant, they're not expansive, they're not evasive, and if you need to change them at any point, they're extremely easy, because remember the banana plant is like 90% water. So it has a consistency all this inside here is water, and it's very easy to remove if you have to replace it with a younger sapling. So it took me a long time to get that mangosteen. It took me about 2 years to actually find one locally around here. And thanks to our friend Edgar down in Rosario, he has a nursery down there that we have some videos from his location. He was able to score 3 for me. That one, that one right there, and we have one that's in a holding pattern sitting inside our raised bed garden. Again, they grow pretty big, but with aggressive pruning, you can maintain it and still have the beauty and get the fruit from the plant itself. But this is a bad location for a mangosteen because of the roots, so we'll be replacing it. And you see how small it is? It'll be easy to transplant someplace else. We just have to find. We don't have any more room back here in the backyard of Villa Feliz. Alright, as you can probably see and hear, it's our normal, about 2:30 in the afternoon, thunderstorm and some rain. Of course, it is rainy season, and this is to be expected. Hopefully, it only lasts just a little bit, and it kind of moves in another direction, and we can continue with building. Let's see. Alright, well it's a little after 4 right now, and the heavy rain kind of slowed these guys down at the very beginning, but after it started getting light, and it's raining right now, they went ahead and just jumped right back in the hole again. So nothing really stops them unless it's real heavy rain. So what do I want to do? I want to kind of go, I don't know if I can do the drone today. You know, we do the drone every single day to show the progress. I don't know if it is going to stop raining enough to do the drone, but I'll try if it does stop. So let's go look down inside, see how much progress we got in depth and width. Well, you can certainly see there. I think they said earlier when they were digging in the center, it was at 6 foot. Remember, we have to have 5 foot for the water level. So they got to get down further than the 5 foot so that they can do the cement for the slab for the bottom of the pool and the tiling and everything like that to bring it up to a certain level. They're certainly moving pretty good on doing the digging here today, even with the challenge of the rain. So while we're standing here, I had a lot of comments about the irrigation pipe. Remember I said from that fence post here straight underneath us right here, and there is an irrigation pipe that goes there. And I said to people the other day that we were probably going to wait till they clear underneath it, and then we were going to drop the irrigation pipe down, go underneath the pool, and then to the other side. And a lot of people are saying their opinion is I should go from this point and move it around, go around the outside the pool, come around and meet it over in that area. Well, you could do that, but this is how I look at it. Right now, if we were to do the PPR pipe right here, go underneath the bottom of the swimming pool right here, and then match it back up to its connection point on the other side. It's the shortest distance between these two without going this entire route, rerouting it around that way. And we could still do that, and then we don't have to worry about trying to go underneath any of the coping or up underneath the form work that we all have here. Now, this is what I'm thinking. If we do it this way and we go there and for some reason it breaks, you got to realize here in the Philippines, when they run all your plumbing inside your house, all your PPR, it's embedded in concrete inside your walls. And rarely do you ever have a leak with PPR pipe. It's when you do good fusion welding and a good quality PPR, it's very good. It's very strong. Unless you have a major earthquake that breaks, I mean, really rips apart your wall, it's gonna withstand a lot. So this is my reasoning about just keeping it on this area right here. For some reason, let's say it does break in the middle. Then at that point, it's very easy to dig right here, cut off the end of the PPR pipe, and then reroute it around the other end. Either way, it'll work. I mean, either way, it's not a big problem, and we haven't gotten to that point, and we'll make a command decision here. Oh, I'm going to say we'll make a command within the week. Okay, Apon, I'm pretty sure you have mud on your paws, and you should probably not be up on the back patio getting all that mud up there. I keep changing shoes, so I don't do that. We are going to close. We're going to close today's episode. No, hop on. Don't go inside it. Come on, stay out here. Yeah, stay out of the mud. I didn't realize it in yesterday's episode, and I cut portion with the editing. I cut it out. But when I was showing that hop on was over my shoulder, photo bombing me in the back, he actually leaped into the swimming pool while I was talking about trying to get you to see him back there. And it was really cute, but it was the messed up clip, so I had to take it out. Anyway, that's the way life goes when you're doing these kind of things. So anyway, today, a lot of progress. Again, digging, lots of digging. But we are down deep now, I got to tell you. Let's take a look real quick, show you where they are. So you can see, this is where we are. Every single day, a little bit further along. Again, it's a little slow because it's manual, but that's okay. It's not a problem. It will get done when it gets done, but everything is looking really good. Now, I want to re-emphasize one thing before I close out today's episode, and that had to do with going to other people's channels. I like to promote people who have cool channels and are kind people, and that the two people that I talked about earlier, and that was Greg Kunert on Oz by Drone, and it's Art Carlson and Artco Drone Solutions. I'm going to leave a link in today's episode at the in the description block. And the link that I leave will be the actual episode that I was invited as a guest appearance. But if you like those kind of things, please support those guys. They actually got some pretty neat stuff. They have really neat guests on their shows, and they're nice people. I like them. So that's it for today. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day of construction here. So we will continue doing this until we get this project done. And again, I got those warm fuzzies in my stomach today as well. So until tomorrow, if you enjoyed today's episode, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MPID dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed, and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.